This is the Pisces full moon outlook for September 10th, 2022. So, to get started, we have the full moon in Virgo at 17 degrees and 41 minutes, and the opposite, of course, in Pisces at 17:41. So, this Pisces full moon is going to be about and connected to what? It will be about bringing out unknown information because with the full moon in Pisces connected with retrograde Neptune in Pisces, it's about going back to the past and bringing out information previously unknown. And you can guarantee whatever comes about now, Pisces will bring about heightened confusion and uncertainty. And there may be questions that we will ask because Pisces is always shading that which is the truth just a little bit. But because it's Pisces, whatever is revealed is asked for compassion because Pisces is about empathy. It is the 12th house. Yes, compassion, kindness, and so forth. And with Virgo on the axis, it's about disseminating information. We may not quite buy into whatever we're being told. And Virgo, similar to Scorpio, is a good investigator and researcher. And with that in mind, Virgo and Pisces, the 6th and 12th house, are connected with just that research, healing, and health, wellness, and especially with the outer planets, Jupiter through Pluto retrograde with, yes, Neptune retrograde. It's about going back to the past and bringing out concerns or additional research, Virgo and Pisces, to bring about healing, information about health, welfare, and well being. But whatever is out and put out now will be questioned, but may be a bit surprising. So we thought we knew the truth. Well, Neptune in Pisces retrograde with the full moon will seek to confuse us. So that's going to be the topic of conversation for the day under this full moon. We thought we knew what the truth is, but maybe we need to investigate and research a little bit more. Nonetheless, the full moon in Pisces is about healing and it is about well being, it is about feeling good and finding that cure. So, there also could be something positive regarding health and wellness. Maybe there's going to be a cure or some kind of medicine, what have you, that comes about to aid in healing and wellness. And what else does Pisces connect with? Well, it connects with since it is a water sign, since it is connected with the 12th house, it rules water or our waterways, and that can also include liquid. It rules the 12th house connected with minerals, gold, silver. So the topic of conversation now will also be that which is connected with minerals, water, and it can be also an abundance of water, and that can include, yes, tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, or the like. But because Neptune is in its retrograde phase, it also can be connected with the lack of water and a concern with oil because Neptune is connected with oil as well. And because this is still hurricane season and we've got this full moon here on or around the 10th, before or after until the next new moon, there will be discussion about hurricanes and tornadoes. So, this is a heads up for those type of disasters or concerns, weather related anomalies, and so on and so forth. Yes, tsunamis and all of that. Even concerns with our oceans. The topic of conversation will also be possibly because Neptune is connected with our oceans. Uh, the topic may be cleaning up our waterways. So anything connected with water and the ocean will be brought about now. And Neptune, Pisces is connected with the past, not just because Neptune is in its retrograde phase, but because it is connected with the 12th house. So that's going to be more food for thought. Let's go back into the past and make corrections, bring out the secrets, dissect them, Virgo, and let's make corrections. But because Neptune is there, although much in the way of secrets will be brought out, there's always going to be secrets that are going to be kept hidden. But it is a good time. Also, information connected with the occult, spiritual issues, philosophies, ideals, kind of similar to Aquarius Saturn. But Neptune is connected with that which is more about spirituality and our feelings because it's a water sign. So we still have Saturn at 20 degrees, still retrograde in Aquarius. And although there is no longer the Grand Cross because Leo is not involved in the picture right now, there is yet a uh, fixed T square with Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, the South Node in Scorpio, and the North Node and Uranus in Aquarius. And that indicates especially the positor of Saturn, Uranus, and Taurus retrograde. Yes, the conflicts still press on, and this is what we will have to avoid are needless disputes and conflict, fights, yes, violence, especially connected with the masses, groups, social media, social anything. Also, what else does Uranus connect with in Taurus but our Earth? Kind of reflecting back with the full moon in Pisces with Neptune retrograde. So there could be natural disasters, earthquakes, volcanoes, and the likes on or around this full moon and just after. Also, we've got the connection indirectly with Pluto to Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. Why? Because Pluto is in Capricorn right now. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and it's in Aquarius. So Pluto is especially in very serious conservative Capricorn is representative of the powers that be, government, structure. And Pluto rules Scorpio. So we will want to dissect and investigate, similar to the sun in Virgo, that which is connected with structure, the powers that be, government, and so on and so on. Business also. And Pluto is about transformation, our society, government, structure, and so on will have to be transformed. And this will be much in the way of discussion also during this full moon. But there's also kind of a rebellion there because Pluto is retrograde, as with Saturn in Aquarius retrograde. So that kind of leads to even more kind of uh, opposing the establishment, if you will, on or around the time of this full moon. But nonetheless, that T square still is in the fixed sign of Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So it's about our ideals, our principles, our beliefs. And yes, it's about our friendships because Aquarius is connected with the 11th house, with groups, the collective, and so on. But on more intimate levels, it's connected with our friends, our friendliness. So we may feel right now that some of our friendships may be tested, and it's about trust, especially where Scorpio and Taurus are concerned. Do we trust the people that are our acquaintances? Do we trust some of our friendships? Do we want to revamp some of those friendships or walk away? So, this is also an Aquarius connection. Also, Aquarius is connected with technology, research, science. And yes, during this time of the T square, we may have issues with technology, science, education, and so on. But as with anything with retrograde, there's a lot of information coming up now from the past that we will feel like we have to close the book on. That is worldwide and personally. It's about closure and or revamping that and those that are closest to us. But we also have, interestingly enough, a beautiful light here at the end of this tunnel with the full moon. And Mars is in Gemini. Yes, Mercury is retrograde in Libra, but the one beauty here is Mercury is making a trine to Mars in Gemini, and Saturn is retrograde, yes, but it is in Aquarius, another and fellow air sign. So, although this is not a grand trine because Mercury is retrograde at 8 degrees and Mars is at 11 degrees, although making a trine to Mercury, they really can't make a grand trine to Saturn. But it is lending for some very nice, airy, detached mental energy. And that then in October will then become a grand air trine. So this is really kind of giving us some positivity and lending us some detachment in all this heaviness with all the outer planets and Mercury in its retrograde phase. And with Mars in Gemini, Mars is very lively in Gemini, sometimes a bit over the top, lively and nervous in Gemini. And Mars in Gemini is quick to react and quick to speak, especially regarding the written word, spoken word. What is the third house, like the 11th house? Social media. So, on or around the time before after this full moon, our communication with each other is going to be fast and furious. Information is coming out, secrets, stuff from the past, and so on and so forth. We are disseminating and critiquing information, more research, and Mars is initiating this, as with the connection, the trine with retrograde Mercury and Saturn in retrograde Aquarius. And there's going to be information coming about that's really positive, now also connected with technology and space, Saturn, Aquarius, as well as anything dealing with research, Virgo, and to some degree Aquarius, research, science. There could be some scientific insights that come about now that are also very useful to us and our Aquarius future. But whatever transpires right now with Mars in Gemini will be fast, furious, and communication and negotiation is on our mind. So take a hint from Pisces and do have sympathy, sensitivity, and compassion. Now, we do have Mercury retrograde and opposing Jupiter, also a retrograde in Aries. Now, what is Jupiter about? Jupiter is about education. Jupiter is about our luck, is about our prosperity. As and in aforementioned videos, Jupiter retrograde is about going within. What is the meaning of life? Doing some soul searching. What is our philosophy? And what is our philosophy regarding prosperity, luck, and so on? But sometimes with retrograde planets, this also allots some frustrations. And things just don't seem to be moving forward as quickly as they could. But with Jupiter retrograde, not only are we going in, and there could be some wonderful gurus, so to speak, that come about now that are very inspirational to what we are feeling from going within enlightenment, and so on. But Jupiter is about independence and it's about taking charge. And Aries, it's about leadership, the boss. And so with Jupiter also retrograde now in Aries, we may be questioning leaderships or people that we personally see as managers, leaders, the boss, businesses, and so on. But this is a good thing because Jupiter is retrograde. So anytime you've got the retrograde phase, it allows us to go back to the past and make corrections. And with Mercury in Libra and Libra connected with air and the seventh house, there could be some discussion regarding legal affairs. So a lot with courts, legalities will come about now, and Jupiter connected with the past, with education, or anything connected with education, and the past will be brought out. And yes, will there be discussions about lawsuits, legal ups and downs and hagglings? Yes, and there may be some well-known legal disputes that may come out in the news now under this full moon. But you can rest assured with this air emphasis, even retrograde Mercury, Saturn, and well, Mars, not retrograde, but in air, Gemini, and the discussion with the Mars and Gemini emphasis will be very quicksilver and fast. But we will have to watch what we say because remember, we've got Neptune retrograde in Aquarius. So there's going to be a little bit of the truth and a little bit of deception. And that's going to be the tone or the vibe right now during the full moon. And then we've got Venus, the planet of love, in Virgo, and that makes a square, a little bit of a negative aspect to Mars and Gemini. And Venus is really connected with our love and affection, and Mars is really chatty in Gemini. So it's basically third house by the sixth house now. So yes, there could be issues we'll have to be careful of with communicating our affection. So it's bad enough that we've got Mercury retrograde in Libra in Gemini. So that already right there is going to show some mix up in communication. But then you add to this Venus in Virgo and Mars in Gemini. So, yes, there could be not only communication mix ups or delays, but there could be some trust issues. Or not so much that's going to be the problem, is it is our need to communicate very quickly and Virgo wanting to put the brakes on that communication and analyze what we're feeling, analyze what we're saying. And although Venus is in Virgo, it's not making a conjunction with the sun. They are still in Virgo. So that's kind of the vibe right now with Mars and Gemini and this Venus and the sun in Virgo is we want to just communicate and we feel giddy and positive and very lighthearted. And Virgo's like, nope, we need to analyze, we need to talk. We need to figure out why there could be problems, or we got to kind of analyze our emotions right now. So that could be a little bit irritating during the time of this Pisces full moon. And as always, remember Pisces is about kindness, and that's really important to note during this time. So, yes, there's going to be the confusions with the fixed sign emphasis, with Saturn in Aquarius, South Node in Scorpio, and North Node in Uranus in Taurus. Yes, we will have to sidestep any combativeness in groups, friendships, and so on. But the positive here is even though we are going to find out suddenly certain information that's been kept hidden from us that will come out that will be very unappealing and confusing, both worldwide and, yes, personally, it's about having understanding and not getting too worked up. And that will create more confusion, more uncertainty. We will have to also be very cautious if any natural disasters, especially concerning the weather or our earth, arise. Be on the lookout for that. And also, one last note here, the Capricorn and Taurus emphasis are about money and finance. So that leads me to believe there's going to be some information regarding real estate, investments, stock market, and especially connected with Neptune in Pisces, minerals, silver, gold that could be a little bit questionable now, but yet in the long run will prove positive because there is a sextile Earth water to Neptune in Capricorn. So, other than some of the confusions, some of the frustrations with group conflicts, and because of the retrograde planets, because of secrets being revealed, there's always the good. And in this case, we're going to really want to communicate because of the air connection with Saturn, Mars, and Mercury, even retrograde. And yes, a lot with the past being brought up, and yes, a lot with research, issues regarding health, yes, issues regarding education, Jupiter retrograde, and a little bit of a little over the top with regards to communication being fast and furious, Mars and Gemini. It's best, as always, because of the square Mars and Gemini to the Venus in Virgo, to be what? Take a hint from the compassionate full moon, and when all gets crazy, always apply kindness.